Hello, I'm Feldrin and welcome back to Dungeon Siege 3. I believe last time we left off with quelling the uprising of the Cyclopses, and that's what we're going to continue doing so. I think this will be a fairly short episode, because we'll pretty soon run into a choice, and, well, then we're going to have a vote on that, of course. I'm also going to finish leveling up mastering the spin kick, so that we can get the empowered version of it. And on these guys you can really spam that. It's a bit strange that the spin kick is supposed to only have a stun oh come on. It's supposed to only have a stun chance of 50%, but so far I haven't seen it fail yet. I think it's supposed to be 50%. However, this is also terribly, dreadfully boring to watch, I can imagine, so let's try to shake things up a little bit. No. Yes, alright. Oh dear. Where did we get that much damage from?
Season triumphs again.
Well said, Reinhardt. Ah yes, there's a new mechanic in that room. Let's see and try whether I can actually use it this time.
Normally hot. That may interfere with the Cyclops' ability to control them. We can open their cage.
I don't think that's actually helping, because these things are... No, this isn't helping at all. You're supposed to open the cages, and then those fire jackals are supposed to attack something other than me, I imagine. But so far, what's happened when I tried doing that, was that everything just attacks me, and it leads to an all the quicker death. But there are chests in those cages, so you still want to open them. Just, it's not that great of an idea to open them in the middle of combat.
Watch the vectors!
Ah, there it is, empowered. Well, why not try it? Come here. Well, that looks nice and deals about the same amount of damage, I think. Let's try it again. It's a bit slower than the normal one. Kind of feels like it gets it, like it always crits, but that's probably not true. Ah, no, I don't have any power orbs, of course. Alright, what else was there that I wanted to empower? I think it was the fire jackal, wasn't it? But the most benefit you get out of empowering the pet is the ability to make it explode. I'm not sure how keen I'm on that, but I certainly do want to see it. What the hell, where is my pet anyway? Is it in combat? Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sitting around there in that AoE spot of death. Okay. If you're not capable of pulling off that attack fast enough where things get semi-reliably stunned, then you are kind of fucked. What the hell, 1,000 something crits? That's pretty insane. Let's release these two. It's not if things aren't already chaotic enough. No. Okay. Dodged it just in time. Oh. Took you long enough to die, Reinhardt. He's really sturdy for a caster. Come on, get back up.
Ah, I'm not dead then? Good.
Let's just quickly check for some loot. I think there might be some in the alcove over there. I'll just skip it. Around this area, no, not this area in particular, but the Foundry is kind of where the pacing of the game really picks up. We've been doing a lot of side quests, and actually we are going to get a few more side quests, I think, in the next room already. Is it here?
Please help. The Cyclopses have gone mad. They locked us in here and dragged my men off to Asinine knows what awful fate.
I'll free your men. Do you know where they were taken?
The Cyclopses took them. Over there, past the fire grates, on the other side of the chamber. I don't know what they're planning, but those two are like brothers to me. Please, will you help them?
Alright, as I said, we have been doing a fair amount of side quests, and, well, let's just first free him.
Did you find my men? Are they alright?
No, I haven't found them yet.
Please hurry. I'm afraid the Cyclopses have some dire plan for them.
But in this part we're going to get a fairly big choice that is almost instantaneously followed by another even bigger choice. I can't actually go there, can I? Nope. Oh, this is just a large open area. I want my fire jackal out. Come on, come on. Thank you. I think it only gets mastery by being summoned, just like everything else. Which makes it a fairly difficult thing to master. I must say, my default attacks really don't deal a lot of damage. Everything else does, though. That's probably the effect from pumping up a fair amount of doom. Yes, that must be it. I got a fair amount of new items that have higher doom, or, if I remember correctly, I at the very least enchanted the ring with another major doom, so it's plus 25. And that of course is going to have quite an effect. Ah, yes, what do I want? This thing only has 30% chance. If I can get this to 50% chance, is it also going to be 100% in effect? I mean, this thing, yes, this is only supposed to be 40%. Christ. I do want to get a bit more of the shield. It's a fairly reliable way of survival. And we're going to have to pick a new talent. So what else is there? This is a chance to burn people that attack you. This gives me a defense bonus. Ugh. This is just more healing. That... no, block value? Seriously, I haven't blocked in ages. And then it's gonna be this, a chance to regenerate life whenever I take damage. And taking damage is certainly something I still do. Oh yes, you of course. I was building up something with electrocute, wasn't I? Yes, more splash damage and perhaps, why not, also more damage. And then there's this choice. This one stuns, but it's really only a very minor chance, isn't it? I mean, first you have to suffer the charge status on enemies, and then you have a 2% chance, up to a 10% chance to stun. That's tiny. Let's just give him a bit of healing ability. Oh, that's it already. If I ever switch back to one of the other characters, it's going to mean that we are going to have to level them up quite a bit as well. What do I need to do? I need to summon this thing. I think that's really going to take a lot of time to actually get that to mastery. Holy shit, sometimes the numbers are just too many. Well, I'm not complaining.
I was a goner for sure. I need to get to the surface and let my family know that I'm not dead. I owe you one, Legionnaire.
Was there a chest? Yes. They locked him up with some loot. Not sure whether there's anything in this direction. No, yes, there actually is something in that direction, but it's It's just how you proceed through the game. I've sort of gone here first. And this is... yes, we needed to release a bunch of gearworks. Only one to go. The last one is at the end of the level, I think. And over there is probably the last guy that we need to free. I'm surprised how much ability we have to stun things, really. Oh, come on, he was targeted. Our flames can stun things, we can stun things with this thing, everything stuns things, really. What's a nice gameplay mechanic?
That's one.
No, that's not one, that's like 105 now, probably much more. Oh shit, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, this is stupid. Okay, I'm still alive. Things can go downhill really quickly if you don't pay attention for a few seconds. Also, Reinhard, placing those traps right on the edge of the bridge isn't going to help anyone. Neither is my targeting system, really. These guys have a lot of health. Oh, all we need to do is a lot of damage then, I guess. I wish I would be able to see how much damage Reinhard and all the other companions really are capable of doing. It would give me a way better way to gauge whether I've actually built them correctly or not. And whether I should or shouldn't buy more items for them. I think that's the last guy we needed to free.
Saints bless him. I knew Albert would send someone for me. Thank you, stranger. Now, I'm gonna make a run for it while I still can.
That looked like the drunk from outside. Oh well. Now we need to go to the spot where I just said that we can continue from there. So let me just skip the walking. Some of the items I've found are also... have also given us a lot more health than we used to have. And I'm really happy about having a lot of health on hardcore difficulty. Is that the damaging aura? I don't know, but I'm not gonna stand there and try. Let's just keep a distance. Summon the pet. This guy isn't very difficult. Mostly because his bombs really don't do that much damage. It just looks very, like a whole bunch of fireworks. We need to do something... No, we've already done something over there. Alright, I believe then we're almost at the end of this level. Wonderful. Yes, that's another one of those demand lists. And indeed, this is it.
So you are the ones who fight for the Iron Muppet Dogs. This Foundry is ours now. We will never be slaves again.
Compared to the fight in the crypts, this fight is easy. All you need to do is, well, it's a melee guy, so just keep in range. And also keep away from all that crap. As usual, really. I don't mind killing them, they die fairly quickly. I don't think we can actually stun the boss though, right? No. That's probably his most dangerous attack because it covers so much ground. Makes it a whole lot more difficult to actually dodge something. Doggies. Let's see, can I use the firewall on him? Yes, please stick around for the... let's try if we can... Nope. The duration of the firewall is dreadfully short. But on the other hand, it's so powerful that there has to be some sort of downside to it, I guess. I want my shield, I want my shield. I also want to heal. That's a lot better. Yeah, the fight in the crypts was a ton more difficult.
No more! Why do you fight us? What have we done to you?
The other Cyclopses attacked us on sight. We had to defend ourselves.
Indeed, your kin attacked us the moment we set foot in the Foundry. But enough fighting. An eye for an eye leaves... never mind.
You took the side of the bosses. You want to enslave us, to make us work without pay. Just like the paper says.
What paper are you talking about?
An old man gave the paper to me. He called it a manifesto. He said we deserve a better life. We have the right to refuse to work, to demand better pay.
Well, let's not just call them out as being criminals already. Otherwise we're not going to get... I'm not sure whether we're going to get the choice in the end. Probably still. But let's just say we'll negotiate so that it has a better narrative flow to where we're going afterwards.
If you tell your brothers to stand down, we'll talk to Meister Castle.
I will trust you to go to the Ironmongers, to decide how best to end this fight. It is only by your mercy that we live. We will accept whatever judgment you make.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. A pity the average citizen of Stonebridge actually has remarkable visual acuity.
Reiner does a lot of great remarks. I love having him around. Let's see, is there loot over here? I think there should be some loot over here. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is that we are going to have to make a choice. Before I explain all of that, actually, the game does a way better job of explaining it a bit further on, when we're going to have a chat with Castle and I think some other... Yes, was it Fiddlewick? I think it was Fiddlewick. But I do need to activate a gear over there, right? Right? There's probably some loot in that direction. Oh, come on. Making me waste my time. Yeah, so that finishes the gear works. I believe we've already finished all the side quests. No, there's no loot over there. We finished everything in this area except for, of course, the matter of the Cyclopses. Which really only requires a whole lot of walking back, and that isn't very... Oh, yes, a chest. That is interesting. Let me just save for a second. Now, and these chests, they generally have, rubbish to possibly decent loot. These things have a lot of good stuff. But sometimes, like this, it might not be the best stuff that there is. And then you can start safe scumming the game, if that's something you like doing. What did we get, actually? Come on, what was it? Oh, yes, the swift... Oh! But 42 will is something I like having, really. So I'm just going to do this once to see how it works. The Great Foundry load. I mean, perhaps there was actually some good loot over there that I now didn't have. Just want to know... Well, that's totally different loot. Alright, but I'm not really going to check that out and then see whether it's better than what we had before, or in fact go and save scum a whole bunch. I used to actually do that a lot in games, but it's not conducive to enjoyment, really. I think it was in Divinity Original Sin, the new Divinity game, where I save scummed a terrible amount. I did get a whole lot of great items in the end, but it just felt like work. Tiresome, boring crap. So I tried to avoid that kind of stuff. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's just skip ahead, because this is just walking back.
Surely you must be joking, Meister Fiddlewick. I shall not reward the slaying of my guild members with salaries and contracts. If these beasts weren't vital to the operation of the Foundry, I'd charge every one of them with murder, and they could all go to the gallows.
Funny that you mention legal action. Last I recall, slavery was a criminal offense in Stonebridge. Shall we take this matter to the courts?
The Cyclops has agreed to stop fighting if I speak to you on their behalf.
You... what? What nonsense is this?
Meister Castle is an endless font of courtesy and grace. Go ahead. Thank the Legion for saving your lives.
Yes, thank you for ending the violence. But what do you mean you speak for them? Those beasts are making demands?
The Cyclopses have a manifesto of demands. They want better treatment from now on.
A manifesto? What kind of nonsense is that?
Manifesto, now, means a public declaration of principle and intent. May the old man distribute it to all the oppressed lower classes.
An old man? The dapper old gent, no doubt. When Wolf hears about this, he's going to give me the "I told you so" of a lifetime.
Why would the dapper old gent care about the Foundry?
The whole economy of Stonebridge rests on the power of the foundries, churning gears, and the cheap metal goods that our forges provide.
The economy of Stonebridge hinges on its workers, not your machines. But yes, the Foundry is a crucial part of our supply chain.
The Foundry needs to reopen one way or another. I speak for the Cyclopses, so whatever I say, they will honor.
Well then, something good came of all this violence. My good Legionnaire, tell the Cyclopses that they may resume work as salaried employees.
Shut your goblin spout! They agreed long ago to servitude as payment for their crimes. They cannot just ignore a contract.
I like that there's a bit more to the whole argument than just what we've seen so far. Both of them make fairly decent, well, arguments in favor of what they argue.
Meister Fiddlewick, you clearly favor the Cyclopses. I'd like to hear your side of the argument.
For years, this city has flourished, largely at the expense of the Cyclopses, slaving away in the Foundry. Castle used you. He told you the Cyclopses had gone mad so you would enforce his profit margin. Why do you think he lied to you? There is nothing subtle about my argument. The Cyclopses are thinking, reasoning beings and should not be slaves to any man or goblin.
Meister Castle, you said the Cyclopses agreed to servitude?
Years ago, long before the Legion fell, a tribe of Cyclopses wandered down from the mountains and raided the town. At great cost, the people of Stonebridge bested them. Their chieftain agreed to a lifetime of servitude to spare his people from the noose. Yes, I profit from their work, but so does the whole city. A contract is a contract. We can't ignore rules and laws, not even old ones.
I've heard enough. I'm ready to decide.
My hands are tied. The Cyclopses will listen to you and you alone now that you've beaten them. I pray you make the right choice.
And I, for one, respect the old tradition of letting the Legion be the mediators of best resort. I know you will choose rightly.
Alright then, so here's the vote. Are we going to honor an old contract and leave the Cyclopses with nothing? Or are we going to stage a socialist revolution and give the Cyclopses some rights as salaried employees? Alright, I think that's it for this episode, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.